Welcome back to Minneapolis, Kansas, as the Minneapolis Lady Lions come away with the victory tonight, 61-25 over the Ellsworth Bearcats. And Mike, as we get ready to do the boys' game tonight, about 3 minutes away from the start of the boys' game, and it's going to be a little bit tougher task in the boys' match than what we saw in the girls' match.
Yes, as you remember, over in Ellsworth, the Bearcats are quite tall, and our main objective here tonight is to block out and rebound. If we take care of business on the defensive glass, I think Minneapolis has the shooters and the ability to get it up the court. I think we can run these guys pretty hard because they're going to want to stop in the half-court set, and Minneapolis is going to push the ball here tonight, I think.
Now, we talked about, before we started, one of the players that really kind of hurt us in the first matchup was a sophomore by the name of Clint Glazer. So
your mic.
Mike's up.
Okay. Yes, Glazer, very potent outside shooter, is a very good basketball player. And to be quite frankly, he doesn't look like a basketball player. About 5'10" and looks like a bookworm to me, but man, he torched us for 23 over to Ellsworth. He can flat shoot the ball. I really predict, I did earlier, but I know Coach Shoup is thinking the same thing. He's going to put some defense on him and make somebody else beat us.
Yeah, and you're going to have to with him is because the kid can pass the ball, he can shoot, and just watch him warm up. He can hit some shots. And he hit us, I think, for 25 the first matchup. So, Minneapolis.
23-25, but yes, he can hit from all over, and very good shooter.
Yeah, and remember, 51-44, we won the first time around against the Ellsworth Bearcats, and he had the majority of those points, 23 of those points, nobody else in double figures. Matter of fact, only 5 players scored that night for the Bearcats. So as I work on some little stats here, but sorry about that.
Yeah, they'll start 6'5", 6'6", 6'5", 6'3", and 5'10". They'll get plenty of height.
As we said earlier, the league has not been good to them. They're 0-3. They started off fairly good in the season against some lower-ranked teams, lower class, 2A, 1A.
Yeah.
The league's been tough for them so far.
Minneapolis in their home white. Ellsworth will be in their traveling red as we're just about ready for the starting lineups. Minneapolis getting ready to go, and you know, how did our shooters do the first time we met them? So actually not very good. We only had 4 players score for us, but they were Grayson George and Logan Weedle as well as Keegan McCulloch. Those 3 players all in double figures, but going to have to see what we've seen the last few games, and that's some strong bench play.
Yep, we're going to have to have some help here tonight.
So, I can't remember right if we were still trying to get our starting lineup worked out in that Ellsworth game. Dale, do you remember that?
I think we started the 5 that we were expecting to see, but
yeah, we're pretty back to
the first good night. That was really the first good night overall of the team.
Yes,
in the season.
Yeah. Starting out number 0, 6'5", Clancy Smith. For Minneapolis, number 3 for the Lions, a 5'9" junior. Number 4, 5'10" junior, Evan Shively for the Ellsworth Bearcats. For the Minneapolis Lions, a 6'1" junior, Grayson George. And going to have a big night out of Grayson tonight as well. Number 13, 6'4" senior, Ethan Fink. As they get another big player in there on the floor. For Minneapolis, 5'10" senior, number 23, Logan Weedle for the Lions.
changed up their lineup a little bit. Shively in there instead of one of the tall guys, but here's Glazer here.
Yep. Number 15, Clint Glazer, a 5'10" sophomore for Minneapolis. Number 33, Dylan Crossan. Dylan, 6'3" junior for the Lions. And a 6'6" junior, Levi Freeze for the Ellsworth Bearcats, and for Minneapolis, number 34, a 6'3" senior, Keegan McCulloch.
And he is 6'6".
Yeah. So they do present some size for us, but Minneapolis Lions are going to have to come in and they're going to have to play the fundamental basketball that they've been playing of late to come away with another victory tonight.
6'6", 6'5", and 2 5'10s. They got 2 shooting guards in there today. So
our quickness under the basket bothered them a lot in that first game. So let's see if we.
If I remember right, we had a bunch of fouls too, didn't we? So.
We usually do.
So Minneapolis, as I said earlier, in their home white. Ellsworth Bearcats in their traveling red. Minneapolis looking for a victory tonight.
So it's Argenbright, George, Weedle, Crossan, and McCulloch for Minneapolis. Shively, Freeze, Glazer, Smith, and Fink for the Cats.
And Freeze will jump against Grayson George as we get ready to go here. And ball is up, tip is up, and it will go to the Bearcats. As Glazer with the ball on the outside gets it over to Fink. Fink with the ball on top, gets over to number 13, Fink. Fink drives it over to shot up and off the mark by Glazer, and rebounded by McCulloch. Gets up for Logan Weedle. Logan will bring it down to set it up, gets over to Grayson George for 3. A quick shot and off the mark. Rebounded by Casey Argenbright. Casey, the smallest one on the floor, and gets his pocket pick. So, and there's a missed shot right there, and
they got Freeze or Smith over the back.
So, missed opportunity right there for the Bearcats. Foul is called on number 13, Ethan Fink.
Foul is charged to number 13, Ethan Fink.
Full court press picked up by the Bearcats. McCulloch will bring it down for the Lions. Crosses the half court, gets it over to Casey Argenbright. Casey rolls the right-hand side to set it up, back to Logan Weedle. Logan loses it for a second, picks up his dribble, back to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson George, set it up down low to Crossan. Crossan back out to Argenbright. Argenbright back to Crossan in the lane, shot up and off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson puts it up and he's going to be fouled. And the Ellsworth coach off the bench and upset about it, but there's about 3 people on Grayson George.
Smith's first foul.
Still looking for our first points of the night. Grayson George at the line. Shot is off the back of the rim. No good. Second shot is up, and it is good as we finally break through the barrier. 1-0 Lions with the early lead. Shively brings it down, guarded by Weedle. Picks up his dribble, gets it over to Smith. Smith, swing pass over to Glazer for 3. And there's a foul on
Argenbright, I believe.
Weedle. How it is, Argenbright.
Casey was trying to work around that pick, and
boy, Glazer was all alone out there.
Ball gets it into Freeze. Freeze back to Glazer. Glazer, swing pass over to Shively. Shively picks it up and gets it over to Smith. Smith back to Fink, and there's a charge as the elbow gets thrown into Dylan Crossan's eye.
13.
That's his second personal foul, I believe.
Through the elbow.
Number 13, Ethan Fink. His second.
As
Checking in for Ellsworth.
McCulloch will inbounds.
Senior, number 20, Mason May.
Number 20, Mason May, checks in for the Bearcats. Pull somebody 6'2" off the bench. McCulloch from the free throw line. Gets it down low to Grayson. Off the mark. Puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up again. Has it partially blocked off of Minneapolis. Wow. Ellsworth will take possession.
Well, we could have had a foul there. So.
Ball will be inbounds to Glazer. We'll bring it down to set it up.
Grayson has 2 good looks in close. Neither team with a field goal yet. There's one.
Shively off the mark. Rebounded by McCulloch. McCulloch will bring it down to set it up over to Casey Argenbright, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds off of the Bearcats. Minneapolis, good transition, just has not been able to find the bottom of the cylinder. Logan Weedle on the outside. Tight defense by the Bearcats. Grayson George guarded by Glazer. Glazer shot us up and good. There we go. Finally get a field goal at the 5:44 mark. 3-0 lines of the lead. Shively on the outside, drives, and he'll be fouled. So Keegan McCulloch picks up his first personal foul. At the line will be Shively. Shively at the line for 2 shots. First one is up and good. As the Bearcats get on the board, 3-1. Second shot coming by the junior. Shot is up and it is good as well. Inbounds goes to Argenbright as Casey will bring it down to set it up. Casey rolls the right-hand side, swing pass over to Weedle. Weedle back to Argenbright. Argenbright looks down low, has nothing, swing pass back over to Weedle. Weedle back in the corner to Argenbright, back to Weedle. Minneapolis trying to work the ball around, looking for that open shot. Dillon crossing in the lane. Nice job by Dillon as he takes it in amongst the trees and he gets it to fall. Nice job by Dillon. Gets the ball, post up, sees it, takes a dribble and goes in.
Had a nice opening all the way to the rack and he took advantage of it.
Shively on the outside, guarded by Weedle. Shot is up and give me a foul on Casey Argenbright. Casey's second personal foul.
And we'll get J-Mac up off the bench as John Michael heads to the scorer's desk. Argenbright with 2 personal fouls here in the first quarter.
Smith at the line for 2 shots. First one is up and off the rim, no good. As John Michael checks in as Argenbright will sit down with 2 personals. Second shot coming is up and it is good. 5-3 the score here. John Michael over to Grayson George, back over to McCulloch. McCulloch misses off the mark and off of White. It'll be red ball.
I think that would have been ours, but Carson went to get it and must have stepped on the line.
As Glazer will bring it down to set it up for the Bearcats. Glazer guarded by Darrow. Back to Shively. Shively on the outside. Guarded by Weedle. Picks up his dribble, back to Glazer. Glazer looks inside, swing pass. There's a travel. Good call, Scott. As the big guy Clancy Smith tries to throw an extra little juke move in there. NBA would have gotten it.
They let him have it.
Darrow back to Weedle. Weedle back to Darrow. Darrow over in the corner to George for 3, and it's good. Nice job by Grayson George as he gets his first 3 of the night. And then just like that, we get a turnover, and Weedle will bring it down, gets it back to Darrow. Darrow to set it up, back to corner. Back to Darrow. Back to corner to Weedle. Ellsworth very quick to get back on their defensive side. And tries to get it inside and stolen by the Bearcats. Go back the other direction. And the big guy Freeze gets a bucket on the inside. Little baby hook on the inside. 8-5 to score. Grayson George looks at a deep three. Pulls it back down. Goes into McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson. Grayson shot in the corner, up, no good. And off the mark, rebounded by the Bearcats. Ball goes back in the hands of May. And there's a charge right there as Glazer throws an elbow and go back the other direction.
Good quick feet by John Michael, had the position, and Glazer throws the arm out just enough the referee caught it as a push-off. Glazer's first foul, Ellsworth fourth team foul. 3-2 zone, it's a matchup. Kind of a 1-2-2, but they spread the front out because we've got the shooters and throw it over the top, and out of bounds it goes.
Turnover by the Lions, gives it back to the Bearcats. Glazer will set it up, puts it over in the hands of Freeze. Swing pass over to Glazer. Glazer down low. Oh, has a wide open look down low, and he gets the bucket into the Smith as he drains it. The big guys are getting some points on us early on. Logan Weedle on the outside. So he brings it back out to set it up. Swing pass over to Grayson for three, and he drains it. Grayson hits another three on the left corner as he drains that one.
Beautiful shot.
Glazer brings it back for the Bearcats, takes a shot off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George, gets it, and almost gets his pocket picked. Wisely gets it back to McCulloch. Gets it stolen. Ball will go the other direction. And I thought Grayson had a clean block on that one. They're going to get him for the foul. Thought he got that one off the board.
Well, they called that on Weedle.
Called it on Weedle. I didn't see that. No, they didn't.
Oh,
yeah. Grayson was the only one there to
that's what I thought, but he
defend.
pointing to Weedle.
Shively is a free throw shooter, too. We don't want to put him there too much.
At the line is Shively as he hits his first one. Yoxel will check in for Dylan Crossan. Checking in for the Bearcats, Talon Rice. Makes the second one.
Shively 4 for 4 from the charity stripe.
Tanner Rohr checks in for Shively. So the Bearcats continue to work some players in. So as they get in, number 25, Brian Graham, 6'3" senior for the Bearcats.
So everybody they bring in, 6'3".
Or 2. So.
Not number 5, isn't it?
No, he's 5'10".
Good solid start to the game here for Minneapolis. George has found the range from three-point land.
Logan Weedle on the outside, looks down George, goes back to Darrow for three, and drains it, and that one was deep. Nice job by John Michael as he hits a deep three. 14-9 Lions with the lead.
Darrow hitting a three or Weedle hitting a three from the other side, and I'm here to tell you that'll open it up for George on the other side.
As May gets a bucket on the inside. Minneapolis. Darrow has to pick up his dribble, gets it over to Weedle. Back to Darrow. Back to Weedle. Swing pass over to Logan Weedle for three, and that's off the mark and rebounded. And a travel.
Good call. Yoxel and Glazer went up for the rebound. Glazer come out of there with one extra step.
Going to have to find a way to get some inside points, though.
Yeah.
So right now we're hitting from the outside, but going to have to find a way to get some of those inside points. No, nice pass right there.
There you go.
There you go as Keegan McCulloch gets a beautiful pass right down to Andrew Yoxel as he finishes it with 47 seconds left.
Ellsworth extending the defense way out there, and nice look by McCulloch.
That's 5.
Timeout was called.
No, they called 5 seconds off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close to started and 5 seconds. Nice job by Minneapolis.
How I saw that is I saw Mrs. Weedle on the other side going 5. So, nice call from the stands. Grayson George on the outside, 26 seconds left as Minneapolis will set this up to try to get some points at the end of the first quarter. 16-11. Darrell on the outside as he picks up his dribble. Back to Logan Weedle. 13 seconds. Back to Grayson. Back to Logan. 9 seconds. Grayson George on the outside. Into Yoxel. Oh, can't finish it. Gets 2 opportunities right there for him. He can't get either one of them to fall. As Andrew Yoxel was deep underneath the bucket. And
he was way under.
But still got a shot off and couldn't get the ball. Grayson tried to follow and he couldn't get it either. So at the end of one, 16-11 is the score. Minneapolis with the lead. You're listening to 910kennedy.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Ada Grain is proud to be a sponsor of Lions Sports and hope that the boys and girls have a successful season. Ada Grain believes that sports and a quality education go hand in hand, building strong bodies and minds.
Bennington State Bank is proud to sponsor the Minneapolis Lions this season. They're proud to be a part of their great community and strive for excellence in their school curriculum and athletics. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank, with offices in Bennington, Minneapolis, Salina, and Wamego. Member FDIC.
Let's make it delicious. Let's make it fast. Let's make it a meal from KT's in downtown Minneapolis. KT's, home of the almost world-famous hamburger. KT's wishes the Lions best wishes during the upcoming season.
Welcome back to Minneapolis as the Lions have the early lead 16-11 at the end of one. But going to have to find a way to get some of the inside points for the Lions. Grayson George with 8 points, 9 points for the Lions. So 9, great start for Grayson. Darrell will start the second quarter for the Lions as McCullough gets a rest as Yoxel and Crossan, George, as well as Weedle in for the Lions. Swing pass over to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Darrell. Weedle on the outside. Swing pass over to Grayson George. Grayson gets the ball back to Darrell into Yoxel. Yoxel back to Weedle. Weedle shot up and
nice. I thought
that was in as well. Glazer comes down with the rebound. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Glazer. And Glazer comes up with it. Foul's going to be on the floor.
Yoxel over the back, I believe.
Good call, Dale, as Andrew picks up his first personal foul. 15th foul. Glazer will inbounds for the Lions, or for the Bearcats. Fink back on the outside, goes in the hands of Graham. Graham guarded by, back to Levi Freeze, off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. And Grayson, another foul over the back, but by Yoxel, but that's a tough call right there. Grayson had the ball stripped from him up in the air.
2 quick fouls on Andrew, and Charlie Lynn will report in along with Macy. Smith's free throw, good.
So Macy, Charlie Lynn, and Keegan McCulloch all in for the Lions as Logan Weedle, Dylan Cross, and Andrew Yoxel will sit down. Smith at the line, shot is up and no good. Rebound by McCulloch. Back to Darrell. Darrell will bring it down to set it up. Back over to Grayson George. Grayson back to McCulloch. Keegan to set the play call. Whew, almost a walk. Grayson rolls the right-hand side, gets it back to McCulloch. McCulloch in to set it up. Charlie Lynn trying to post up on the out, down low. Ball goes to Grayson George. Grayson back to Macy. Macy picks up his dribble, gets it into Charlie Lynn, back to Grayson for 3. And, in and out runs right out of that one.
That was down and come back out. Nice inside-out movement of the ball by Minneapolis. Gets George the open look. Now he's got a steal.
And he gets the finish. Nice job by Grayson George as he steals it and finishes it. 18-12, Minneapolis with the lead. Ball on the outside, into the hands of Rohr. Back to Glazer. Glazer guarded by Macy. Glazer takes it down, takes a little shot in the lane, off the mark, and rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson gets it back to Darrow. Darrow will bring it down to set it up.
Doing a real good job defensively all around, Minneapolis.
Call it back to Darrow. Darrow. A 3-second violation called on Charlie Lynn. So Charlie Lynn's arguing with Coach. He was holding me, Coach. I was trying to get out of the lane. He was holding me. So Glazer brings it down for the Bearcats. Shively, a deep three, looks at it, pulls it back down. Ball back to Rohr. So Bearcats playing with a little smaller team in there right now. There should be a push-off. That charge right there. And there's a push-off called on Glazer.
Wow. That's surprising. I thought we had a travel, but Glazer whistled with the push-off.
Second personal foul. Logan Weedle checks in for Minneapolis as Grayson George will take a seat. So checking in will be number 30, which is Jacob Freeze. A sophomore checks in for Glazer.
Checking in for Ellsworth, number 30, Jacob Freeze.
Ball goes back to Macy. Macy on the outside. Stand low. And Macy's going to get fouled, I believe, on number 5. So, and that is Tanner Rohr. And that's the 6th team foul. Logan Whittle inbounds.
Number 5, Tanner Rohr.
Ball goes off of red. Stay with Minneapolis. Logan Weedle inbounds for the Lions. They will set it up. And there's a foul.
Well, Charlie, you just cannot do that. 2 referees are watching you.
So, official goes over and talks to the coach about being halfway out on the floor. So Charlie Lynn called for the foul. 7th team foul. Next one, they will be in the bonus as well. Ooh, nice drop down pass. It'll go off of good defense by Charlie Lynn down there. Charlie's going up against Charlie Lynn's going up against 6'6" and giving up some size there, and he's staying right there with him. Nice job, Charlie Lynn. McCulloch will bring it down to set it up. Back to Darrow. Darrow on the left-hand side, back to Macy. Macy back to Weedle. Weedle a deep 3, and it's off the mark. And, he should be on the line. Oh, my goodness. How did they
save by Shively. And
stolen by Macy.
Macy with a nice steal.
Back to McCulloch. McCulloch in the lane, shot up and good. Nice job. Keegan McCulloch in the lane with the left hand. Nice finish by McCulloch. And nearly another steal there by the Lions. And there's going to be a foul called on Minneapolis.
Are we still connected on the phone there, Scott?
We still? Yeah?
Okay.
What do we got, Dale?
I was told we're not on the TV, but I left Woodson a message. I just want to make sure we're on connected on the phone.
Shively is deadly from the free throw line, gets another one.
So, first one is, he made the first one, he's got another one coming. Grayson George checks in. Shively. Sorry about that. Second one is up and good. Is he perfect from the line tonight? Jeez,
oh, yeah. 6 for 6.
Logan Weedle with the ball on the outside, back to Grayson George. Grayson into Yoxel. Yoxel back to Grayson. There's a foul there.
And that's Smith's second
Smith.
foul.
That should put Grayson at the line for a one-on-one.
Foul is charged to number 0, Clancy Smith.
You remember we had him in foul trouble there at Ellsworth, and
Grayson George.
he's back in that same mode here tonight.
First one is up and good. Nice job by Grayson.
In the lineup for Ellsworth, number
25.
25.
Ryan Graham checks in. Second free throw attempt coming. 21-14, Lions with the lead. Second shot is on its way, and it's good as well. Nice job by Grayson. All comes down, back on the outside, goes to Shively. Shively guarded by Weedle. Back to Graham. Graham on the outside, gets it over to Rohr. Rohr, swing pass at the top of the key, goes to Freeze. Freeze back to Shively. Drops down, shot up and no good, and should be off a red. No, called off in Minneapolis.
I think Andrew might have had the last touch there.
Dylan Crossan will check in for Charlie Lane. Good minutes by Charlie.
Yes. I was just ready to comment. He's doing a good job defensively down there on Graham.
And big bucket there by Shively as he gets a little runner in the lane for the Bearcats. 22-16, Minneapolis with the lead. Logan Weedle on the outside. Logan back to Yoxel. Yoxel swings it down low to Crossan. Crossan down in the paint. And Crossan up and good. Nice job by Dylan Crossan as he throws a head fake one way, then comes back and gets the finish. Nice job, Dylan. Oh, there's an out of bounds. Good call by the official. Minneapolis will have the turnover. Number 33 for the Bearcats, Talon Rice checks in
Rice, number 33.
for the Bearcats.
24-16 Minneapolis with an 8-point lead. 3 minutes left in this first half.
Ball goes back on the outside into the hands of Yoxel. Grayson George down low. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little carried away, but Grayson finishes down low. 26-16, Minneapolis with the lead. Ball on the outside goes to the Bearcats. Swing past the top to Shively. Shively back over. And he picks up his dribble. Gets it back over in the hands of May. May back to Rice. Shively with the ball on the outside, guarded by Weedle. Swing pass, nice pass by the Bearcats. Can't finish it. And the finish in low by number 20, Mason May. And that was just fighting down low, May and
That was
Crossan. 3-point shot by Weedle off the mark, but rebound by Grayson George, and the putback's no good. Oh my goodness. Dylan Crossan comes away with the dough, and Dylan puts it back up, and he finishes it. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. Way to go, Dylan, as he fights hard for that one.
Love it.
28-18, Lions with the lead.
George misses point blank, and Dylan is right there with a good strong move. Off his foot.
And Darrow comes up with the loose ball, takes it all the way down, can't quite finish it. But nice job by Darrow as he sees the ball rolling, and he goes after it. He'll go to the line for 2. Foul will be called on
Foul is whistled on
number 4, Shively. That's his first personal.
Oh, I thought that was on Rice.
Shot is up and good by Darrow. Second shot coming by the sophomore. Second shot is on its way, and it is good as well. Nice shot by John Michael. Call him J-Mac, is that right?
Yeah, anything. He'll answer it about anything. No, I heard him. They use the initials, abbreviations, but that's close.
Ball goes back. Shot on the outside by the Bearcats, up and in and out. And Crossan fighting for it, can't come up with it. 3-point shot off the mark, rebounded by Darrow.
Nice box out on the backside by John Michael.
Macy with the ball. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel. No, nice backdoor cut. Couldn't quite get it to him, but that was a beautiful backdoor cut.
That was close. Yoxel was right on it, and they were really lucky to get a hand on it.
Logan Weedle.
Grayson George to inbounds for the Lions. It's at the top of the key. And say it's off of Darrow. Good hustle by Shively. It will go to the Bearcats. Back on the outside, swing pass. Back in the hands of Rohr. Shot no good. Rebounded by, actually goes out of bounds and stayed with Minneapolis. A lot of contact.
A little bit of a push off over there, but air ball goes out of bounds to Minneapolis.
So, Yoxel will inbounds for the Lions. Yoxel, Darrow, George, Weedle, and Crossan on the floor for the Lions. Weedle on the outside, back to Darrow, back to Weedle. Back to into Crossan, Crossan back to George. On the inside out play. Weedle on the outside, back to Darrow. 42 seconds left, Minneapolis just had one play.
Coach Shoup wants them to spread the floor and look for the last shot here.
Grayson
30 to shoot.
Grayson kicks it over to Weedle. Nearly stolen there.
It's close.
Darrow back to Yoxel. Yoxel back to Grayson. 19 seconds left. Back to Darrow. Darrow swing pass over to Weedle. Weedle back to Darrow. 11 seconds left. About the 7 mark, they'll run it. So Grayson the deep three, and it's off the mark. Crossan down low, fighting for it, and that's going to end the first half. Minneapolis with the lead, though, 30-18. Great effort by Minneapolis in the second. In the second quarter there, with the increase in their lead, 30-18. And I think, Dale, we will go ahead and take a break and try to fix our problems with our technical difficulties. So we'll be back. You're listening to 910Kennedy.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8. Welcome back to Minneapolis, and I want to apologize for we were off the air for a little while there, and we apologize for that. But Minneapolis with the lead, 30-18 over the Ellsworth Bearcats, and Mike, a good, even scoring for the Lions, both the first and the second quarter so far, and I'll let you run down some scoring.
It's nice balanced scoring by Minneapolis, but Grayson George with a hot hand here in the first half with 15 points, leads all scorers, but the big thing that I see, Glazer hadn't even scored. I shouldn't say anything, but
he's had some looks. He's had some looks and hadn't been able to drop any. But
Shively, the other guard, has stepped up and scored 8 points for Ellsworth. Smith in foul trouble with 4. May off the bench with 4. And Freeze, the big guy, with just 2. So 18 points scored in the first half. That tells me Minneapolis is doing a really good job on the defensive end.
Shively, last time we played him, had 9 points, and Smith had 6, and May and Freeze had 2. May didn't score, but Glazer, you're right, going to have to continue to put the pressure on him, and I'm sure you'll see that in the second half. But for the Lions is
scoring for Minneapolis, as I mentioned. Grayson George with 15 points. Casey Argenbright set most of the first half on the bench with 2 quick fouls. Did not score. Dylan Crossan with just a really muscle job on the inside scores 6 points in the paint. McCulloch with 2 points on a turnaround jumper at the free throw line. Charlie Lynn with good minutes did not score. John Darrow Jr. This kid's starting to really come around. Buries the long 3 and goes to the free throw line and hits both free throws for 5 points in the first half. Those are big 5 points right there off the bench. And Yoxel with always good minutes when he's in there. Defensively, catches a real nice overpass from McCulloch and lays it off the glass for 2 points there in the first half.
Absolutely nice, just a nice performance first half by the Lions. And they're going to have to continue to come out, and they've had some luck with some outside threes, but they're going to have to continue to work the ball to the inside and try to get some of them inside buckets, which they've done. But great play by Crossan and McCulloch and Yoxel and Lynn. Great job by those 4 individuals down low, and Grayson George has even been down low as well.
Yeah, they've done a real good job on the Ellsworth bigs, 6'6", 6'5", and 6'5", and it's tough to manage, but I think we've done a very good job defensively. I think we've out-rebounded them to boot, and I thought we did at Ellsworth also.
Interesting, Shively, their leading scorer with 8 points, 6 of those coming from a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
He's deadly from the free throw line, as Scott just mentioned. There's no flaw in his shot when he gets to the stripe, and a lot of the points Ellsworth has in the first half are from the free throw line. That tells me Minneapolis extending the defense, just not allowing Ellsworth any easy shots. Freeze got an easy one in close, but other than that, May off the bench had one in close, but from the free throw line, Ellsworth doing a good job at Minneapolis, pushing the defense out a little bit further and doing a good job.
How do you like the way Dylan Crossan has developed offensively under the basket here?
Well, absolutely. In the last few games, that's a very, very good point there, Dale, and he's done a great job of using his body and head fakes, and just a nice performance the last couple of games.
Getting that ball in the hole.
So something we've needed, some inside play, and we've gotten it the last couple of weeks, the last couple of games out of Dylan Crossan. So let's go ahead and take a break as we are a couple minutes away from the start of the second half, and we'll be back. Minneapolis with the lead at the half, 30-18. You're listening to 910cannonade.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8. Well, welcome back to Minneapolis as we get ready for the start of the second half. And Mike, what do we got to do in the second half?
Well, they got to keep the intensity up on the defensive end, but they've done a good job keeping Glazer in check, and if they can keep him under control in the second half, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Glazer with the ball on the outside, guarded by Argenbright, as he immediately goes the other way. An illegal pick called on Levi Freeze as he steps up and throws a moving screen in, and call is against the Bearcats. His first personal. So the crowd having a little fun with the official over there. And, Caleb Kendall being one of them. Ball goes back on the outside to Casey Argenbright, back to Logan Weedle for 3, and it's up and it's off the mark. Rebounded by McCulloch, and McCulloch back to Weedle. Back to McCulloch, into Crossan. 3 seconds called on Dylan Crossan. That's a good call by the official.
Dylan was a good call. He was camped out there.
In there for a while.
Did not clear the lane.
Ball goes back on the hands of Shively. Shively goes into Freeze. And that's going to be a block, but a foul called on Dylan Crossan. Dylan's first personal. I'll be darned.
That's unusual. Usually the big guy has at least 2 by now. Good play underneath, though. He's got his hands full with the big guys.
Freeze at the line. Shot is off the mark. No good. They'll have another one coming. Second shot is up and no good. Rebounded by McCulloch. Back to Argenbright. Argenbright brings it down, set it up over to Weedle for. I thought he was going to pull that trigger.
That's one of his favorite shots from right there.
Grayson George for a deep 3, and it's off the mark. And it'll be rebounded by, lets it go out of bounds. Back to the Bearcats. Nobody scored yet here in the second half. Glazer with the ball, guarded by Argenbright. Glazer swing pass over to Shively. Shively back to Glazer. Glazer shot up and off the mark. Rebounded by Crossan.
Wow, what a job by Dylan
to hold his feet down there. Argenbright to bring it down and set it up. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan back to McCulloch. And Keegan puts it up, and the foul's going to be on the floor.
Smith, I think they're going to get Smith. No.
Freeze again. That's 2 fouls on Freeze. Dylan Crossan back to McCulloch, back to Logan. Logan back to Casey Argenbright on the outside. Casey drives, gets his man up in the air, back to Grayson. Grayson will roll to the right-hand side, gets it back to Casey Argenbright. Back to Grayson. Back to McCulloch. Minneapolis working the ball around. Back inside goes to Grayson George, and he puts it up and good from the free throw line. Had an elbow in his side the entire time by Glazer, and he still muscles it up and good.
Nice overmatch there as they found George on the shorter player.
Dylan Crossan called for the foul. So, should be on the floor though.
Foul is on number 33.
So,
Dylan Crossan.
2 team fouls apiece.
second foul by Dylan. Second team foul. Glazer to inbounds for the Bearcats. Gets it into Shively. Shively looks down low. Swing pass over to Glazer. Back to Freeze. Freeze back to Smith. Smith on the outside. Field drive all the way in. Puts it up and no good. And he's out of bounds. Yep. Nice call by the official.
I think we all had that one, didn't we?
So, Mike and I both point in that direction. We just couldn't get it out of our mouth at times. So
Smith came from out of bounds, was still on the out of bounds line when he touched that ball.
McCulloch. Oh, nice job by Keegan McCulloch. Oh, and it's good. Great job by Keegan McCulloch. Fakes the little pass and then puts it up with the right hand. Great job as Keegan drains a little bucket in the lane. Clancy Smith comes hobbling out as checking in will be Mason May.
That's Fink's third foul, and Smith rolls the ankle on the play, and McCulloch gets the N1 here. Left-handed this time.
Oh, in and out. Yeah, that shot he made was right-handed. He is a lefty.
That's what looks so unusual about it.
So, nice little pass down to Glazer. Contested shot off the mark, rebounded by May. Puts it up, no good. There's a bucket by Glazer as he finally gets in the books. So Glazer gets his first points of the night. McCulloch at the free throw line. Swing pass into Crossan. Crossan up. No good. And
Nice no-look pass.
gets it back to Shively. Shively back on the outside. Looks down low. Has nothing. Shively back guarded by Weedle. Gets it over to May. Should be a timeout. Timeout called by Ellsworth. So Ellsworth calls a 30-second timeout as had a player on the floor. So we will go ahead and, Dale, you ready to take one with them?
Ready.
We will take one with them. You're listening to 910canada.com. Minneapolis with the lead, 34-20. Minneapolis with the lead, 34-20. 4:37 left in the third quarter. Glazer to inbounds for the Bearcats.
I would imagine you'll see a set play here for Glazer, but they're posting up. Glazer down low against Argenbright.
Should be a foul called on Argenbright. Yep, that's number 3 on Casey. So Darrow will be checking in for Casey.
They call that on the floor, so third team foul on Minneapolis and
Called it shooting.
Casey Argenbright. Oh my.
Called it shooting.
They did.
Shot is up and good by the sophomore. As Darrow will check in for Argenbright. So a little confusion on the lines on who they got. Second shot is up and good by Glazer as he gets them both.
They're trying to decide who's going to guard Glazer.
Should be a foul on Glazer.
Glazer's third foul too.
So Grayson wisely takes it all the way. Takes it right to him. So
Have we scored this quarter?
what?
Have we scored this quarter?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
We have. We scored 4 points this quarter, right? Yes, 4 points still.
4-4.
That should be a travel. Wow.
That should be white.
Yeah.
Freeze lost control. That goes out of bounds.
Dylan Crossan as well as Ethan Fink both go to the floor. Surprised nobody rolled an ankle there. Grayson George for three, and he drained. Wow, that was a sweet shot. Nice shot by Grayson.
He's got some range.
On the outside, drives, and there's an elbow.
Logan Weedle.
First
foul.
So
Foul is on number 23, Logan Weedle, his first.
ball will be
May with a
inbounds by
quick move to the
Minneapolis.
baseline, and Logan got with the reach in.
Freeze on the outside, guarded by McCulloch. Pulls it back down to May. Missed it, and May comes away with the ball. A lot of confusion going on.
They just couldn't
there.
get that ball up out of there.
Roar with the ball, and he drives all the way in. He'll get fouled. He'll go to the line. But, wow. Freeze had three players down there. He kind of made me freeze. I was watching that thing go, and I couldn't quite follow it there. Sorry about that, guys.
Roar all the way to the rack, splits the defenders, and the reach-in foul is on Logan Weedle.
Shot is up and good by Roar. Weedle has his second personal. Yoxel checks in, as well as Lynn and Macy. So
Ellsworth a pretty good free throw shooting team.
Oh, they are. Roar at the line for his second free throw attempt.
Freeze missed a couple. Other than that, they've been right on it.
Yoxel inbounds. Checking in for the Bearcats, number 33, Rice. Rice checks in for Fink. Ellsworth goes 9 deep in their bench, just like we do. Darrow brings it down, gets it to Charlie Lynn. Oh, Charlie Lynn passes it right back. And they get the bucket. As Shively gets the steal and brings it right back down. 37-26, Ellsworth within 11. Back to Darrow. Darrow on the outside, back to Weedle. It goes into Yoxel. Yoxel pulls it up, gets it to Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn back to Weedle. Weedle back to Macy. Macy on the outside, looks down low, and another steal by the Bearcats. Ball goes back in the hands of Shively. Official stops both guys.
Long guys.
So stops both guys, and that is Charlie Lynn and Fink. They stop them both to talk about it. And Charlie Lynn will sit down, as well as Macy and Yoxel. So
just a little stoppage in play there. They didn't call a foul or anything. They just want to let players know it's getting a little rough.
wow, nice try by McCulloch. Shively for three. That's a big three right there. Ellsworth's got it down to single digits, guys. Grayson George up, no good. Clausen with the rebound. Clausen with the miss, but Grayson gets the putback. Grayson fights hard for that one, and Clausen couldn't finish it, but George gets the rebound and the putback. 39-29, 10-point lead for the Lions. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. So, not sure if it's on Darrow or McCulloch.
I think it's on McCulloch. No, it's on John
Darrow.
Michael.
McCulloch was very close to having his body set, but couldn't see Darrow on the backside. So, Shively on the outside. Picks up his dribble, gets it down low, and back in the hands of Ellsworth. Ellsworth playing a lot more aggressive this second half. Shively shot up, no good. Rebounded by McCulloch. McCulloch got a trailer behind him, needs to watch it. Oh, nice pass down low to Crossan as McCulloch goes coast to coast with a nice dish.
But no look.
Shively with the ball. Guarded by Weedle. Back in the hands of Rohr.
What a pass by
That was a
Keegan.
beautiful pass. Freeze with the ball. Guarded by Crossan. Freeze at the top of the key. Swing pass back to Rohr. Timeout's going to be called by the Ellsworth Bearcats, and it's a full timeout. Minute 22 left in the third quarter. Lions with the lead, 41-29. We will go ahead and take one with them. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
FDIC.
Let's make it delicious. Let's make it fast. Let's make it a meal from KT's in downtown Minneapolis. KT's, home of the almost world-famous hamburger. KT's wishes the Lions best wishes during the upcoming season.
Farm Bureau's wide range of insurance and financial products help protect what's most important, your family, auto, home, and other possessions. Call your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Minneapolis, George Dressy. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School linebackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast to the Lions games. Join them as they support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior Senior High School. Go Lions, we're with you all the way.
Welcome back. I want to apologize for something. I was told that I was caught on the air disciplining my boys. And want to apologize for that, as had my boys with me the other night, and
You
I
had
was...
to listen real hard to hear what you were saying.
Huh?
You had to listen real hard.
Yeah, you had to listen real hard is what I heard, but I did hear that it was kind of comical how I was talking to my boys. So, Rohr with the ball, guarded by Darrow. Rohr rolls around the outside, back to Shively. Shively back to May. Drives in, swing pass. Oh my goodness. A partial block by, should be an over the back call. But they're going to get Crossan instead.
Crossan with the push. Freeze will shoot two here.
That's going to be his third personal foul.
The chupometer fell on the floor over there.
Yeah. Charlie Lynn's getting ready to check in. Minute 3. May at their freeze at the line. First one is up and no good. Crossan will check out. Second free throw attempt coming by the 6'6" junior. That one is up, and he gets the first one he's made tonight from the line. Darrow bringing down to set it up. 41-30, Lions with the lead. Grayson George back to McCulloch. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Grayson. Could use a Logan Weedle 3. Haven't had one of them yet tonight, have we?
No.
44 seconds left in the third quarter. Darrow with the ball on the outside, back to Grayson George. Grayson back to Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn back to Grayson. 41-30.
We got a mismatch here, a little Shively on Grayson George. Be a good time to take him to the rack. We've got the floor spread here.
20 seconds left. Grayson George on the outside. Back to Darrow, back to Grayson. 10 seconds, we will start to move it here. There's a foul. Yep. Nice call there. Foul's on Shively. It's on the floor, though. So still we're going to have to get it inbounds to get a shot.
6.4 seconds.
Grayson George getting ready to go here. Gets it to Charlie Lynn. Back to McCulloch. Back to Logan Weedle. And he's not going to get it off. Missed opportunity right there as the Lions can't get a shot off at the end of the third quarter. 41-30. Lions with the lead as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. We will take a break first, though. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Where do you go when you need groceries? Jeans IGA, of course. Jeans is proud to be a sponsor of Minneapolis sports and hopes that you will encourage your children to be as competitive in the classroom as they are in sports. Jeans IGA, a proud sponsor of today's game.
Roth Repair has been a fixture in Minneapolis for some time now. Fixture, get it? Roth Repair can fix, replace, maintain, patch, build, remodel, and mend just about anything. The work is professional and the cost is reasonable.
Roth Repair, Minneapolis. Call them today if you need something done right the first time.
Welcome back to Minneapolis as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Ellsworth outscored us that quarter, Mike, as you showed me, 12-11. First quarter, they've outscored us. So,
nice defensive job, but Ellsworth has stepped up their intensity as Glazer gets back into the game. Shively has been the thorn in our side here tonight. Argenbright back in also for Minneapolis.
Argenbright drives down, and he'll put the shot up, and he'll be fouled. So, should be at the line. That's on Shively. That'll be his third personal foul. Casey Argenbright will go to the line to shoot 2. First one's up and good.
I figured out what the levels of the shootometer over here say. It says the bottom one is intense, the second one up is serious, the third one's getting hot, and the fourth one says, you freaking kidding me?
Intent, serious, getting hot, and I can't read the top
Are you freaking kidding me, Oxley?
Second one is up and good. As Casey makes them both. As Casey gets his first points of the night. Smith with the ball, guarded by Grayson George. Glazer drives. Oh, nice shot. Oh, wow. Glazer puts one up, and I don't know how that one fell, but he gets it to fall. There's going to be a foul. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, but
Glazer's fourth foul.
Glazer. Nope. Yes, it was on Glazer. Fourth personal foul. Grayson George will go to the line to shoot 2. Grayson went in against three or four Ellsworth guys right there.
Didn't he?
So, shot is up and good. First one is good. Says Shively checks in for Glazer. Second attempt coming by McCulloch. Shot is up and it is good as well. Gets them both. I'm about to say McCulloch. Sorry about that. Grayson George. 45-32. Lions with the lead. Shively on the outside. Shot is up and good by Fink. Fink had double coverage on him and banks it in. Casey Argenbright nearly throws it away. Luckily, it was tipped out of bounds off of Ellsworth.
He'll stay. Saw that one coming.
Stay with Minneapolis. Freeze checks in for May for the Bearcats. Argenbright with the ball. Back to Darrow. Darrow back to McCulloch. Back to Grayson George. 7:05 left to go in the ball game. Goes into Charlie Lynn. Back to McCulloch. McCulloch. Swing pass over to Darrow. Darrow back to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson. Grayson into Charlie Lynn. Charlie is going to be, he tipped out of bounds off of Darrow as Charlie Lynn gets it blocked. He'll stay with the Bearcats.
Got it stuffed, but John Michael had a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds to the Cats.
It goes back in the hands of Shively. Shively in. Oh, great job by Charlie Lynn. And Darrow has it. Argenbright has it stolen right back from. 3-point shot up and good by Rohr as he drains a big 3 right there. Wow.
Back down to 8-point lead again.
Minneapolis needs to settle down just a little bit here. Argenbright with the ball at the top of the key, back to Darrow. Darrow back in the corner to Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn back over to Grayson George. Grayson back to Argenbright. Argenbright set it up back, goes to Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn gets it to McCulloch. McCulloch will set it up back in the hands of Argenbright as Minneapolis content to just work the clock a little bit. Yes, nearly loses it. Gets it back to McCulloch. Grayson George in and misses it. Charlie Lynn with the putback, and he's fouled. Nice job, Charlie Lynn. as Charlie gets a big rebound right there, and he'll go to the line.
Grayson drew the contact. I thought he was going to be fouled on the shot. Charlie with a great rebound and stick back. He will shoot too.
Charlie at the line. 5:29 left to go in the ball game. 45-37. Shot is up and off to the right, off the left-hand side. We'll have another one coming. Second shot coming by Charlie Lynn. Shot is up and off the mark. Missed them both. Going to have to watch their three-pointer. They kind of warmed up a little bit. Ball goes on the inside. Great job by Charlie Lynn, and there's a turnover. Nice job, Charlie Lynn. Charlie Lynn fighting hard against Charlie Lynn. Is he even 6 foot? How tall is Charlie Lynn? Charlie Lynn, 6 foot, going against 6'6", and Charlie Lynn giving him every bit of what he got.
Tipped it just enough, and Freeze had it go off his leg out of bounds to Minneapolis.
Charlie Lynn gets a breather. Andrew Yoxel checks in. Ball goes back to Argenbright. Argenbright back to George, back to McCulloch. McCulloch swing pass over. It's back to Darrow. Darrow back to McCulloch. Little shot up and can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Shively. Shively back to Glazer. Glazer puts it up and, oh, you gotta be kidding me. They call it off of Minneapolis. I don't know how that happened. Glazer just threw up a shot and it went out of bounds.
Glazer a little bit out of control. I didn't think we tipped it, but the ref was a little bit closer than we are.
McCulloch with the big rebound. Nice job by Keegan as he brings it down the other direction. Wise, he pulls it back down, gets it to Argenbright. Casey rolls the right-hand side, gets it, gets his pocket pick. And, oh my goodness. Great job by Keegan McCulloch, but they say he fouled him as Glazer will go to the line to shoot two. Wow.
That's a gimme foul. They call it every time.
Wow.
Whether it's foul or not.
Keegan McCulloch, great defense there, though. Shot is up and good by Glazer. 45-38. Minneapolis on a little dry streak right now. Has not scored. Second shot is up and good.
Down to 6 points. We got
Grayson George with the ball. Back to McCulloch. Back to Logan Weedle. Back to Grayson. 6-point difference here, as you said, Dale. Back to Argenbright. Casey on the outside to set it up. Back to McCulloch. McCulloch into Yoxel. Yoxel shot in. Good! Nice job, Andrew Yoxel. Great job by Yoxel. Great pass by Keegan McCulloch. Great job there as Yoxel goes down.
Yoxel would not have made that. He would have got it stuffed, but he switched to the left hand, shot it left-handed in close. It went in. He's fouled.
Took his body in low to draw contact and was
Yep.
able to go out with his left hand for the layup. That was beautiful.
That was a great job by Andrew Yoxel to finish that one.
Senior Mason May.
May checks in for the Bearcats. Yoxel for the N1 here.
Big free throw right here.
And he gets it. Nice job by Andrew Yoxel. Puts it back to a 9-point game. Roll on the outside. A big three right there, and he drains it.
Goodness, we're going to have to guard him.
Big three-pointer right there as he hits it from the outside, and he baited Yoxel pretty big on that one. So
48-42, 3:55 to go in the fourth quarter.
take a break.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to Central Kansas and will continue the tradition. Minneapolis Raceway will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
Todd and Shelley Wilson and Wilson Shields Funeral Home offer affordability and dignity. They know that the Minneapolis Lions will have a great season and want to wish them the best. Wilson Shields Funeral Home, our family serving your family.
City Pharmacy has brought to you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. 48-42, 3:55 left to go in this ball game. And the Lions will have the ball, but Ellsworth will pick up a full court press as they will pick up the full court press here. Gets it into Grayson George, back to McCulloch. McCulloch will bring it down to set it up. And McCulloch is going to be fouled by Rohr as McCulloch will go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. This is his second personal foul. McCulloch at the line.
Double bonus. 10th foul.
Double bonus. Good point. And he misses the front end. We'll have another one coming here. Guys, we're going to have to start hitting the free throws down the stretch. Second shot coming by McCulloch is up and good. Nice job by senior leader Keegan McCulloch. Dylan Crossan checks in for Andrew Yoxel. Great minutes by Andrew Yoxel.
Great minutes.
Glazer will bring it down to set it up. Got to watch Glazer and Rohr and all of them. Oh, wow. Misses it, and Casey Argenbright comes away with it, but hits the floor hard, and they say he traveled with it, so then we'll go back to the Bearcats.
Now
How did Glazer get so open?
Great recovery by Argenbright to make him miss.
Freeze back to Glazer. Shot is up and good. 49-45. Argenbright with the ball, and that's 5. Is that 5 on Glazer?
That's 5.
That's 5. There we go.
That'll help.
Oh, called on Shively. I thought Glazer had him. Sorry about that.
Well, that's 4 on Shively and 4 on Glazer.
Shot is up and good by Casey Argenbright. Casey hits the first one. 50-45. 3:28 left to go in the ball game. Second shot is up and makes them both. Great job, Casey Argenbright. Glazer will bring it down. Gets it back on the hands of Shively. Shively back to Glazer. Glazer shot up and off the mark. And over the back is number 20 is May. And Dylan Crossan will go to the other end.
Great position by Dylan Crossan as May is up over the back. And Dylan, perfect position for that rebound.
His first personal foul. Dylan Crossan will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot coming by Dylan. Shot is up and off the back of the rim. Have another one coming here. Second shot is up and good. Nice adjustment by Dylan to make the second one. 52-45. Glazer with the ball, back to Rohr. Rohr guarded by, there we go. Great job by Dylan Crossan to get position. It goes right off May's hands and a turnover back to the Lions. 3:05 left to go in the ball game. Argenbright will bring it down and set it up. Back to Weedle. Weedle back to Grayson. Grayson looks over to McCulloch. McCulloch gets it in the hands of Argenbright. Logan Weedle picks up his dribble. Gets it back to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Casey. 2:37 left. Good ball movement by the Lions. There's almost a foul. McCulloch pulls the ball away, guarded by Freeze. There's a timeout. 30-second timeout called by Coach Shute. So we will take a quick one with them. 2:22 left to go in the ball game. 52-45. Lions with the lead.
If you're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs, look no further. The Scott Osherman Agency is the place to go. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for over 80 years. Call the Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent. At Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities are very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lions Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. Lions will inbound. Grayson George will pull the trigger, gets it to Argenbright, top the key. Casey will roll down, picks up his dribble, and he's going to have to get rid of it, gets it to Grayson George. Grayson back to Argenbright. Oh my goodness.
Rice,
shove there.
that's why he's in there. They need a foul, and Rice with the push.
He delivered.
Yeah, he did. Two. So Casey will go back to the line and go to the line to shoot two. Shot is up and good by Casey. A shot by Casey. Second one coming as Shively checks back in for Rice. Second shot is up and makes them both. Great job by Casey Argenbright. Mike is...
Let me tell you about the 6 free throws that he just made in a row. Wonderful job by Argenbright.
Yes! And a charge is called. Oh my goodness!
Good call.
Good call. And that's five on the guy, and he's out. And that was just excellent job by Dylan Crossan to stand his ground. And that was huge. Ellsworth fans didn't like it.
He had the shot down, then he jumped into it. I thought it was a great call.
Dylan Crossan with great position down there. We've been asking for a charge. All night, and we got one right there. So Casey Argenbright, the inbounds for the Lions. Back to Weedle, back to McCulloch.
All three of these guards for Ellsworth come back next year, guys.
Yeah. McCulloch will bring it down. Gets it in the paint, gets it back out to Argenbright. Minute 48 left to go in the ball game. 9-point lead for the Lions. Back to McCulloch. Back to Crossan. Back to Argenbright.
Very good ball movement here. Minneapolis keeping Ellsworth at bay here. Nice job.
Argenbright will bring it out. So he's guarded by Shively. And they've got McCulloch takes it all the way down, drops it back out to Grayson. Grayson pulls it back out, and then he double dribbles with it.
Good call.
So, got it caught in his shirt. Yep.
Substitution for Ellsworth.
Ellsworth coach is quick to get threes out. He noticed that he has a heck of a time staying with McCulloch on the defensive end.
As Rohr will bring it down, gets it over to Shively. Shively guarded tight. Back to Rohr. And it's an air ball. Off the mark, and it'll be Minneapolis ball. Minneapolis inbounds. Minute 3, 54-45. As Casey inbounds, gets it to Logan Weedle. Back to Argenbright. That's a foul.
That'd be a foul on May.
Mason May with the foul. His second personal foul. Argenbright will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, we started missing free throws early here in the fourth quarter, and we thought it might be an issue, but as of the last 2 minutes, Minneapolis has been deadly from the free throw line.
Yeah.
As Argenbright is 7 of 7.
7 of 7. So
down the stretch. That's big.
The Schupel meter is completely full. I don't know if you noticed that or not, Dale. So
I don't know why the top one's out there.
I'm not sure either.
Doxel's on the bench.
Yeah, but he's coming in. So.
Oh, okay.
There's the second shot is off the mark and rebounded by the Bearcats. So
10-point lead.
Outside. Freeze back to Rohr. Rohr drives, shot in the lane, And he's going to be fouled by Grayson George. And Freeze will go to the line to shoot 2.
Roar will be your shooter there.
George, the second.
Shot is up and no good. He's been deadly from three-point range, but missed a free throw right there.
All their shots, free throws, and field goals these last 2 minutes have just gone sour for them.
You've seen how tired we've kind of worn them down a little bit. So second shot coming by Roars off the mark, rebounded by Yoxel, and there's a foul. And Yoxel will go walk the other direction. So
it's a lot of energy to defend that spread.
Ethan Fink with his 4th personal foul, I believe. And Yoxel goes the other direction. Yoxel at the line to shoot 2. Shot is up, and it is, excuse me, off the front of the rim. Checking in will be Talon Rice as he checks in for May. So, second shot coming by Yoxel. 44.4 seconds left. 55-45, Lions with the lead. It's the first time I've waited to see the official ask and make sure they've got who they got.
Good guy.
Shot is up and good by Yoxel. As Crossan and Macy check in for Weedle and Yoxel. Ball goes back in the hands of Shively. He'll bring it down to set it up.
56-45, 35 seconds remaining.
Nice move by Shively in the lane. He gets it to fall.
He's a nice little point guard.
He is. Yeah, this, I'll tell you, Ellsworth's going to have they're going to lose some size. They're going to lose Clancy Smith at 6'5". They're going to lose Ethan Fink at 6'4". Mason May. They're going to lose, let's see, Talon Rice at 5'11". He's played quite a bit. But they're going to have quite a bit of their nucleus
back and the big dude, right?
Yeah, they'll have one of their big guys back and Freeze. So, you know, it's a team that's could be one that you got to watch out for next year.
Without Glazier producing much, this has been a lot better game for Ellsworth than I thought they'd have, because those guys have really made up for it.
Yeah, Glazier not having. Probably got close to 10 points, but so Argenbright to inbounds, gets it, timeout called by Minneapolis.
That's a good call by Casey. He knew he didn't have his man deep. They were going long, and Argenbright with a quick timeout. They were looking for the home run.
Take another word from our sponsor.
Okay.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex, Salina.
We didn't have anybody over at Ellsworth over the weekend, but let me tell you about our wrestling team. They took the whole thing, first place finish by Minneapolis over at Ellsworth. Against 15 teams.
Against 15 teams, wow.
Yeah, they had 6 guys finish first.
Grayson George. Gonna have to get across. That's 10, yeah. It's a 10-second violation.
That's a good call.
Good call by the back official.
Chapman already called a timeout.
So, I bet the Ellsworth coach is furious about that.
Well, Coach Shoup was watching the clock like a good coach would. It was getting close to the 10-second call. He called it. He's got a smile on his face, too, so
guys,
it must have been close.
We talked about a little earlier, when's the last time we had the girls and the boys basketball in the top 10? had that wrestling top 10 in Class 3-1A. I'm pretty sure that.
Are they ranked in the wrestling?
I'm pretty sure they were right at the end of December.
Wow. So that's interesting. Both the wrestling and the wrestling is ranked, and both the boys and the girls ranked in basketball. That's something that we have not seen in a long.
Never seen that.
Never seen. Wow.
The girls and boys might have been in the top 10 back in 06. You know, when they both went to state.
Wow.
Yeah, then throw that cross-country team in on top of that. And
we've got some good athletes from Minneapolis.
Yeah, a good year. Yeah. Great year. Not a good year, a great year.
Great year, exactly. So it's only basketball season. We got track yet to come.
Yep.
And,
softball.
Baseball, softball, golf for boys golf.
Yeah.
So Grayson George to inbounds. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan will bring it down. Back to Casey Artermeyer. 14 seconds left. Casey is guarded tightly there, and he is finally fouled by Jacob Freeze.
Foul is whistled on number 30.
So Casey Artermeyer will go to the line. 11.1 seconds left, 56-47. Ellsworth still fighting, but this one's in the books, Mike. So shot is off the front of the rim. Casey's starting to wear down.
He's starting to get a little tired. He'd have to ice down the shoulder. He's been at the free throw line all fourth quarter long. That one's in.
57-47.
So shot is going to be put up by Rohr. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Crossan. And that's the ball game. So Minneapolis will come away with the 57-47 victory. And nice job by the Lions tonight. A good effort, and they fought so hard tonight, and they come away with a nice victory.
21 free throws in the fourth quarter alone.
21. Do we have any field goals? One. Andrew Yoxel.
One. Everything else was from the line.
Wow. We will talk about that one in a little bit, but Minneapolis.
That's old school basketball, guys.
What was that?
That's old school basketball.
Yeah.
Get the lead, stall it away, make them foul you.
Make them foul you. So.
And make the free throws.
So. Lions come away with the victory, though, 57-47. Let's go ahead and take a break.